Hello, so let's start using Marco for what it is for. It is for picture framing calculation of prices. Um, okay, so the first thing I want to explain here is this button in here, the paint button. The paint button is meant for be fair for some jobs that take a little bit extra effort than to frame, and sometimes you wanna uh, charge, say, a little bit more for that job. So when you have this paint button selected, you see these boxes in here beside the items, and what you see, if you put a check mark in here, what it's gonna do, Mark is gonna increase this price by 20%. If you don't have a check mark in there, it's not gonna show a 20%. So okay, let's pretend that there is a customer coming and he wants to frame a fruit basket. So that's the description of the art that he wants to frame. Now let's say well, if we do a canvas, then we can do maths, and I want to explain maths. So let's do what can we do? Plug, plug, um, plug mount. Here is. Let's say it's a plug mount, and the size could be, I don't know, maybe 14 and a half. When you click the arrow up, it goes in steps of 1/8 by 23, say, and in a quarter. This is the size of the measurement of your art, of the art that the customer is framing. He wants, you can select different type of glasses. Let's say he wants conservation clear, and how long it's gonna take you to fit this art into his art. So maybe it's, I don't know, 3/4 of an hour. How many openings? If you enter more openings, it will say attach a diagram, because Marco doesn't know how to calculate sizes, but most of the time it's only one opening. And the comments, you can enter anything you want, like has a small scratch on the top left. You can enter anything, but say for now you did the observation that had a small scratch. Now in here, the frame, ready-made frame, sometimes customers come over with a frame and they want his piece of art mounting to their frame. If he comes like that, you enter the size of his frame, and when you enter that, then Marco calculates the math that you need to use. But for now, let's pretend that he wants a brand new frame. Now in here you have different numbers. 0 means a stretcher bar, which is the closest to the art. 0 is a stretcher bar, and this doesn't need a stretcher bar because it's not a canvas. Now the frame number 1, and let's say he selects that frame for the frame number 1. Frame number 2 will be the next frame higher on the level. Let me explain you that on this question mark. When you press this question mark tells you 1 is the closest to the art, and 3 is the more far away from the art. Same for the maths. So that's what these numbers are for. So let's say number 2, he wants a different one. So since I select number 2, that means that I need to tell Marco what's the thickness, the width of the frame number 1. So I go and grab that frame and measure it, and I don't know, I find that it's 1 inch and 75. And now I select what is the number 1. When you enter by manually, like say for example, start with ST. So if I enter ST, it tells me what options I have. 390 dash, and say it's 134. I think it's different from this guy. Yeah, 128, and this is 134. So now we have 2 frames, and now we want to add a mat. Let's say the first mat is gonna be this mat, and I don't know, he wants maybe 1 inch of exposure of that mat all around. If you want different ratio, you can always select different ratio. Maybe you want different ratios for one side, but most of the time it's the same for all around. And let's say he wants two mats, so you select another mat. Again, this is the number one is the closest to the art, and the as you move up is the more far away to the art. Now let's say he wants that mat. And what else? Oh, yeah, let's add fillet on the next. So the fillet goes in the same on the mats. So when you select now a fillet, now I know these numbers in here are fillets because I enter them, but you can always differentiate your products by adding an F or anything that you organize yourself. Like you can delete all these mats and add your own, but anyways, this is just for explanation. Okay, let's select this fillet, and software knows already that that fillet is 3 and 8. So now we have two mats and one fillet on this art. Now let's say he wants extra thingy there, let's say a V group. So let's charge for one V group, and we add that one V group, and let's see what else we want to. Okay, now because I click add, so Marco goes and calculates, but you can also click here on quote, and the quote brings all the calculations of all the materials that you need. I wanted to show the oversize. Right now nothing has been oversized. This is within the range. So I'm just gonna increase this by let's go with a 40, no, like a 36 something. Let's do that. Let's see if I get an oversize. So when the the dimensions go in an oversize, you will have kind of a flag in here that's saying, you know what, anything that you see blue here in the art is oversized. You need an oversized glass and matte, and well, the fillet doesn't matter, but it's since it's within the mats, it will think it's an oversize, but and that's how you know if you need an oversize. Now I'm gonna show you if you wanna give them a discount. So when you wanna give them a discount to this item, you can always right click and apply a discount by an amount or by a percent. Say, I don't know, they come with a well, let's do a percent because they say they have you have a special and there is a 10% discount for frame only. So now they get in the 10% discount. And if you want to give a discount for the whole order, you can right click on the total and apply a discount into their art and to their job, and you can do the same by percent or by amount. Let's say they came with a $20 discount, so you enter it, and that's because you had, I don't know, $20 coupon on a sale of whatever you have in special in your store. Again, let's go with the paint button again, and let's say that for the glass, you wanna get them. I'm gonna keep the 20. Yes, let's go quote. So the glass, where is the glass? I'm gonna show you the glass in here. Here's the glass. 41.32 is the cost of the glass with the check mark, and if I remove the check mark and if I quote again, it will go down by, I think it's at 20%. So glass 34.43. So the paint button helps you to increase the price a little bit for some paint jobs that you get, and most of the time it's just like that, so you don't see it. So let's pretend that the customer is ready to go, or he wants to think about it. Maybe it's better option. Let's say he wants to think about it. You can always save his quote, and when he save, it's in here on their quote. So if he comes back again, he can always refer for quote number whatever. Actually the quote number is right here for quote something, and he wants to go ahead for this quote. You need to enter his information, because if I click here on process, it's going to tell me that this is not a valid number because actually this is just for making quotes. So I'm gonna enter the customer phone number and the customer name. um, I don't know, let's just type like that. And now how they hear from you. Every time you enter something in here, how they hear from you, it will be added to the list. If they hear from you through Google, as a location, as a referral, let's say he was a referral, so let's enter as a referral. So we click enter, enter customer, and now we are allowed to process the order. And he gives you, let's say he gives you $200 as a deposit, and you process the order. And when you process the order, you go straight into invoices, and you see here he paid $200. There is a 287 due, and that's the materials of the order that he is using. Now this order is to do. You can go and change it straight from here. Say if you order the materials for this order, you can always click materials were ordered and then save the changes, and you will have now that into the materials order group. Now to see those orders, you can go here under order status and materials ordered, and that's where it's gonna show up in here, show up that norm. And if you wanna like say for example which ones you need to order, you go into do, and they say, oh, I haven't ordered the materials for here. So you can always click in here on view list of required materials, and it's listing you all the mats that you need. But if I don't select anything, basically it tells you everything that you need to order. And for example, if I want to order my frames from a specific vendor, I can always select the frames that I need and then right click, copy that, go to my email, paste that on my email, and that's very safe because now it tells me exactly what's the dimensions that I need, or the mats, what kind of mats you need to order. So I recommend you to have your products code the same as your vendors, so when you copy this code in here, your vendor knows what you ordered, and then you don't have to do a translation between your product codes and their product codes, and you know, like that. So yeah, that's what this material require list to say you don't remember something, like say, oh, I don't remember where I'm using this mat, so you can right click and you can go to see invoice, and it takes you straight. It was the invoice number 1 from this guy, and he hear from you through Google, and it has what he buys in here. So here under order status, that's where you see your orders. You can see your complete orders. Well, these are complete and emailed, and these are the complete orders. Let's say if they give you an email, you can, let's go back to invoices, and you finish, let's say for example, let's say we finish with this order. Well, let's have it in progress, save changes. Okay, and actually this invoice is not, the send email is not activated because we don't have an email for this customer. But if we had an email for this customer, you just click send email, and you will send an email saying your order is ready for pickup. You don't need to phone or anything. The totals in here, that's where you see, no, actually no, order status, no, quantities. Here, that's where you see how people hear from you. So far they hear from me like 2 were referrals, 1 was location, and 1 was Google, and 1 you don't know, you don't enter anything. So that's how you can keep track of that. So yeah, basically that's it for doing this ordering. So I hope that helps. Thanks.